What is up, guys? Welcome back to a new video, and today I'm actually going to be covering a request from a fan. As you probably can see from my dragons and my actual rooster right now, I'm actually going to show you, hopefully at my best, how to use a hunter dragon properly. So let's actually get through it first. I'm going to start from the blue tier because I think starting from lower than that isn't actually properly going to show how to use a hunter. But starting from Druid, which is the first decent hunter you get, he's an epic blue tiered hunter, ancient drake, as you can see, and his spells are evasion, healing mark, and storm resist. So usually a hunter is pretty easy to spot, just from the simple fact that his spells are actually pretty much always the same. There's always an evasive spell, either cloak or evasion. Usually there's always a healing mark spell, which is actually pretty handy, especially for a hunter, and it always has a pretty good resist at the end, either lightning, storm, cannons, archers, always stuff like that. Tendency always has that booster at the end. So Anki as well, we can see he's got the cloak, or instead of having healing mark, they often have the death gaze, which is also a pretty amazing spell. In this case, has trebuchet resist, which is pretty strong as well. Look at Etin. He's actually the first legendary you get, first legendary hunter you get, and he's got cloak, healing mark, self destruct, and cannon resist. But always having that combo with the cloak and the healing mark, and I'm going to show you why briefly. Looking at Consurgence, healing mark, steel essence, cannon resist, and ballista resist. So these are pretty common spells that you find with a hunter. And then my strongest hunter, which is Nightshade, which has invert, cloak, crumble to dust, and lightning resist. It's classic. So I'm going to show you how to use them, starting from Druid. I'm sort of gonna have to find pretty low level bases. Hopefully I can do it pretty quickly. So let's get to the attack. So for this attack, I'm actually gonna use a level 38, obviously using Druid as a starter. I'm gonna use Wolf Atlas, a great friend of mine, and I'm actually gonna get to the attack. So I will attack her right now. Hopefully she won't get pissed off at me, but it's for a good reason. So Druid right here, 34k. I don't think I need, no, let's not cheat. Let's not cheat, let's actually do it cleanly. So I'll show you how to do it, how to use it. So usually tendency, as you can see, hunters work with energy. So whenever you tap on the screen, as you can see, you have the energy bar right at the bottom, and that tendency gives you the energy. With research, you can actually improve that energy bar, but I think it starts pretty late, like maybe in the green tier. You start getting the actual thing to help you with the energy bars with your hunters, and it's really impressive. Like it's extremely useful, so I advise you to do it. But that's how actually you increase it. But when you see that you're lacking, right? When you see that you're lacking the energy, you tendency either use the heal, or if you have a cloak, you should use a cloak, because that's the best way to get out. That's basically the best way to recover energy. I don't particularly like evasion because it's way too expensive for what it actually does, and it's pretty useless because he just flies away and sort of gets away from the objective. It basically, using evasion is if you know that you have a second player attacking after you, and that you know he's going to clear up your mess. Because if you start using that, you're never going to hit it. You're never going to be able to hit all those bases at the speed you're going to fly at. So that's a big no-no. But you should always use the healing mark if you have that, especially on the farms at the end. Take your time. You can put them on monuments as well. So don't forget that. Though that's easy. That's an easy part. That's easy health because you have no defenses at that point. So it's a pretty easy way of getting health. And health is always useful, especially in this case. So let's move on. Actually, let's move on to Enki, and it's not even maxed out yet. So I'm unfortunately gonna have to use. Oh, thank you, dear. I'm unfortunately gonna have to use her again as an example. So this time is actually Enki, and he's the one that's actually got the Death Gaze spell. He doesn't have the healing mark. He uses that only. So I've got to be careful with his health because it's actually pretty limited. I can't use anything to heal him back. But when you have trouble, just try and use as much as you can of the cloak. That's basically it. That's when you're running out of energy, just use the cloak. So when you see you run out, just use the cloak. You cannot be targeted, and in this case, also death case is a big bonus because you can just get rid of that base with one hit. That's what counts. That's it. That's how you get rid of an island right there. Just using death gaze and cloak. In fact, Anki is actually a pretty good combination, especially at that point. I'd really advise you going for him right there, the under base. Sorry, Wolf Atlas, I really am. I really apologize for for destroying your base for test purposes, but it's really hard for me to find low levels at this point. I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm gonna leave you alone for the next one because I believe the next one is actually. I think she's getting pretty mad, but the next one is actually Edson. So Edson is already getting to a pretty serious point already, and I don't know if I can actually do one of my invaders bases on the beta, but I don't think so. I don't think I can, but I'll try anyway. So Edson's my next dragon. Remember, he's only got, I believe, 230k attack, and I'm now attacking a level 900k base. So that's it's pretty high. It's pretty high up. There's a big difference between these two. He's not even maxed out because if he was maxed out, he would actually get to around 600, I believe. That healing mark was a fail. So we're fully healed now. Poison is kicking in, which kind of sucks. But until it's poison, it's alright. Poisons, ballistas are useless. Can't defeat us. Here especially I'm going to use the monuments. Don't forget that. Never forget monuments. You can use healing marks on them as well. So never forget, never forget. That's a one hit. That'll do it. That'll do it. That was a pass. Gonna leg it. I guess that's a pretty big proof of what Edson can do. So I got 16.95k XP. That's pretty high up for Edson. And I'm gonna return now. And that's Edson right there. So that was Edson, 286.5k. As you can see, the defense power is 840k. So that's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. It's a pretty big success. I'm not going to do Necura because it's pretty much an Etin with just on steroids. That's what he basically is because he's got the same spells, just has a much better resist, so passive spell. So there's really no point of using him. I'm actually going to use something different. So I'm going to show you Consurgence. He's the sort of modern hunter that you get at gold tier, and that's when you start getting the steel essence because it's a pretty big hit. It's a pretty big trend in the gold tier, and actually also after that. But that's when you start getting it. So I'm going to show you him for now. So this is Contusions right here. I'm going to show you how Steal the Essence combo with Healing Mark is actually way OP, and you'll probably see it very soon. You'll see it right away. Already you could probably see it. How I haven't lost any health in the first island already. This is a 1.7 defense that I'm attacking, and if you're familiar or if you're not familiar, I will just tell you anyway. What Steal the Essence basically does, it steals a spell depending on the defense you hit, and I will now even tell you what each defense will actually give you as a spell. So starting from the simple ones, cannons will actually give you stone skin, storm will give you a invincibility, archer will give you fireball, trebuchet will give you a free spell, a lightning will give you a lightning spell, fire turret will give you spell flux, and so does the ice turret, and usually farms give you health or cure poison. So that's tendency what they actually give you. Depending on obviously what you're going after, that particular case, you should always hit that first. So that's Consurgence. He's actually pretty strong, and he's only level 19 at the moment, and he can already take out 1.7 million base just using his spells and its combo of passive skills. And obviously he's got runes equipped, but I've saved the strongest for last, and that's the unique Nightshade. He's incredibly strong. For me to show you how he is at its fullest potential, I'm gonna have to attack a proper guy. like I did with Consurgence as well. But you know, let's actually go for a pretty big base, someone with a lot of XP. Let's go for this guy. Let's go for this guy. 2.7 million. It's 15.9k, and he's actually gonna give me some resources as well. So let's attack this guy. So Nightshade is actually rocking the invert spell, cloak, and the crumble to dust, which is a ridiculous spell as well. And he's got lightning resist as well, so that's incredibly useful. That's the big difference between him and Scar. The fact that this dragon has actually got a pretty strong resist. I mean, not that Scar's stone resist is like pointless, because it really isn't. But the lightning super shot is incredibly more devastating than the stone towers. It seems like we're gonna get through this base quite quickly. And he's got Amarok on this island as well, which is what I have. I actually got the island, well, that new thing upgraded pretty quickly. We actually came first in the fortification event, so I actually got a lot of sigils as well. So that's pretty useful. And we're at the end of the attack. That's it. So always remember to use monuments. Always remember to know what spells you're using on your hunter. And always remember to tap those fingers as much as you can, and do double taps, do triple taps if you have a large screen. I unfortunately don't. I'm running it on an iPhone. I was actually thinking of getting an iPad just for doing this, for doing the reviews, but I'm gonna have to wait for that. And do use it at its fullest, because that's the beauty of hunters. You can actually tap on multiple defenses at the same time, and the fact that they actually have pretty high damage per second compared to warriors is extremely useful. So I hope this helped, guys. I hope you guys actually learned something from this tutorial to hunters. Do let me know with a like if you enjoyed. Comment, subscribe if you want to see how to use sorcerers or how to use warriors or whatever, something more specific. Stay tuned, guys. Take care. Peace out.